we can see the screen. Okay. All right. So in the last class, we did learn about microorganisms. What are their conditions? Further, we learned that they can be found to be living in different type of environments. Some of them are capable of surviving in the extreme environments. Then we also learned that they can only be viewed with the help of a microscope. And we learned that the person Anton von Leeuwenhoek, he was the first person to have studied about the microorganisms. So hence has been called as the father of microbiology. Okay. Further, we also learned about that microorganisms are known to cause different type of diseases, but at the same time, they are beneficial to us also. Okay. And we went on to learn that the different type of living organisms, they contain different type of cells. Namely, there are two type of cells found in the body of the living organisms. One is the prokaryotic, another is the eukaryotic. Prokaryotic is the type of cell found in the bacteria and the organisms that lived on Earth billions of years ago. Their cell is not well organized. They don't have a well-defined nucleus. But the eukaryotic cell is the nucleus, is the cell which is well defined. They have a well developed nucleus inside them. So we humans are prokaryotic or eukaryotic? Mhm. Do we have prokaryotic cell or do we have eukaryotic cell in our body? Eukaryotic, very good. And we learned that there are different types of bacteria. What are the 4 different types of bacteria based on the shape? How many types of bacteria are there based on the shape? 3 or 4? Mhm. There are 4 different. Okay. And how many groups of microorganisms do we have in total? How many group of microorganisms do we have? 3, 4, or 5? Yeah. We have. Let's count them. Bacteria, which you already learned about. Fungi, which you have learned about. Then you have algae. 1, 2, 3 algae. Then protozoan, 4. Then one more. That is virus. Okay, number Bakar. So in total, there are 5 groups of microorganisms which you are going to be learning. 2 of them we already have learned. Okay, let us quickly recap it quickly. Okay, so before we continue, you will quickly define microorganisms. Try to define it in your own words, that what are the microorganisms. You can define it in very simple words. Okay, na?
The microorganisms are tiny organisms.
They're very tiny. And can we look at them by our naked eyes, by our bare eyes? No. So they are very tiny organisms that can be only viewed with the help of a
Microscope.
microscope, and they are found almost everywhere. Good. And you can also say that there are 4 different groups of microorganisms, namely bacteria, fungus, algae, protozoan, and virus. These are the points you can mention if such a question is asked. Okay. Type of cell usually will not be asked, but it was important to understand. Okay. Are bacteria unicellular or multicellular? Bacteria, are they made up of just one cell or multiple cell? One cell, good. Do they have a cell wall? Do they have a cell wall around them, just like the plant cells have a cell wall in them, which provides some rigidity, makes them tough?
No, sir. They don't have.
No, actually, bacterial cells have the cell wall around them. That was one of the point which I mentioned.
Animal.
Animal cells do not have the cell wall in them, but the bacterial cells do have cell wall in them. Okay, they have a cell wall around them. Okay, so
Sir, but
they
then
have.
what
Mhm.
what
Why is your
but
voice
then what
lagging?
about sperm cell?
Repeat the last line
Sir,
once
but
again.
then sir, what about sperm cell?
Sperm cells. Sperm cells also do not have the cell wall in them. Getting it?
But then it is animal.
No. It does not have got to do anything with that. Actually, the thing is that bacterial cell is an exception. Okay, it although it is an animal cell. Okay, it is an animal cell. Also, do not confuse the shape of this bacteria with the shape of the sperm. It does not have got to do anything with this. Although you might see the flagellum, the tail-like structure of this bacteria, but do not get it confused with the sperm cells. Okay, do not relate it with that in this manner. So basically, the animal cells do not have cell wall around them, but the bacterial cell is special. It has a cell wall around them, and having a cell wall protects it from the harsh plant conditions. That's why it can be found to be living in different type of extreme conditions
Assalamualaikum,
also.
sir.
Walaikum Assalam, man. Why are you late in the class today, man? Huh?
Sir. Sorry, sir.
Please avoid this. Try to join on the class on given time. Otherwise, you know what can happen? It can become a habit. Hmm? It can become a habit, and that's not a good thing. Okay, man? And take that in good spirit, okay?
Okay, sir.
So we learned about bacteria that they are unicellular. Some of them are useful, while some of them are harmful. There are four major types of bacteria based on their shape. Bacillus were the rod-shaped bacteria. Vibrio are the comma shape. Cocci or coccus are the spherical shape, while Spirilla are the spiral-shaped bacteria. Right? They are single cell, right, or basically unicellular. They are prokaryotic because they don't have a well-defined nucleus, and most of all, they are different from other organisms in the way that they have a cell wall around them, and they can live independently and can usually are found to be living in groups in a colony. So they can feed, move, respire, and reproduce on their own. Okay. Further, we learned about the fungus also. So fungus are the saprophytic or parasitic organisms. They are saprophytic as they will be found to be growing on dead and decaying organic matter, like on a rotting food, right? On a leftover food items, there it will be found to be growing. They are parasitic also, like some of them will be living on the host organism, cells of the host organism, and from there it will derive nutrition. Like take an example of this wheat rust. It's a disease caused by a fungus named as Puccinia triticina. So it's a parasitic fungus. It lives on the cells of the wheat, and from there it derives its nutrition. While mushroom, a bread mold, right? These are saprophytic. Getting it now? Okay. Can fungus photosynthesize? Are they capable of photosynthesizing? Yes. Keep your ears and mind open in the class, everyone, and listen to every word that I am saying. Because you guys will be getting the PPT, and we don't have the sufficient time to make the live notes
Yes.
in the class. So make sure
Yes.
you are attentive and listen to everything. So I was saying that the fungus, are they photosynthetic in nature? Can they prepare their own food?
No, sir.
No. Good.
No, sir.
Right, because they do not have chlorophyll pigment in them, they cannot perform photosynthesis, hence their
And sir, they
heterotrophy.
can't even rely. No, sir. Like they can rely on other organisms.
Yeah, they are found to be living in a symbiotic relationship also, some of them, right now. Like you have the example of some fungus that is found to be living with alga in a symbiotic relationship that is called as lichens. You already have heard about it several times. Further, fungi have typically two structures. There are two main components of the fungus. One is the hyphae, they are the thread-like structures, right? And what this thread-like structure does, like it basically penetrates into the organic matter. Basically, it goes into the food and there it will release the digestive enzymes. Digestive enzyme will help in breaking down the complex molecules present in it. It will convert it into simple substances which it can absorb. That is the fungus of hyphae. What is the fungus of spore? Yeah, what's the function of these tiny dots, tiny spores coming out of this?
Sir,
These are like help in the process fermentation.
What about you, Abu Bakr? Actually, Aman, the answer is not correct. That is not used in fermentation. Fermentation is a different thing, completely different from this. Your voice is like not reaching to me. Your video
Yes, sir.
is stuck. Abu Bakr, I'm saying to you. Okay, see, that basically helps in reproduction. Okay, now the spores, wherever they are going to land, right, or when they get required, like when they get the favorable conditions, when they get the food item, when they get moisture, when they get nutrition, then they starts to regrow into a new fungus. So basically, the spore actually helps in reproduction. Make sure you memorize this, okay, man? Further, I told you that there are different uses of
Yes,
fungi.
sir.
Like they're used in the preparation of antibiotics, different kind of medicines like penicillin and streptomycin is used to make, are some examples of medicines. Mushroom, which is a highly proteinaceous food, it also contains good amount of vitamin D, vitamin B. So that is also belonging to the fungi actually. And then in the baking industry and in the alcohol industry, yeast is used in there. Okay, about fermentation later on, we're going to discuss that in detail. I think about the algae also we had learned a little bit, no, right? I was going to discuss about the use of the algae. Okay, see, algae nowadays it is being used as a food source also. Although here in some countries, like in many countries, it is not popular, but particularly in Japan. In Japan, algae is used as a food. Different kind of algae in Japan is being used as food. Like the one that I'm going to show over here, like this one over here, this one, this one, or red alga particularly, right? It is used as food in Japan, particularly the seaweed, particularly seaweed. Okay, like this one over here is used in countries like in Japan. They'll be using it in Japan cuisine. Getting it? Different kind of dishes like sushi roll, salads. There they will be using it. So sushi, salads, and also used as a thickener in food products. So there also it is being used here. Getting it? Quite unique thing to know. Other than that, as you guys already know, that it is used in making of antibiotics, vitamins, and even health supplements, healthcare products to manufacture that also. There also algae is being used nowadays. Okay, like you have one such example. Let me show the image of that. Aman, why don't you get this video issue resolved? You always keep your camera off. Like you told me, there was some sticking substance on the camera of the laptop.
It's my uncle's laptop, sir. I will be replacing it really soon, sir.
Okay. See, what do you think it is? Mhm. What do you think this thing is, Aman? This
Sir,
thing is
this thing,
actually. Mhm.
sir, something, sir, after you, sir, like swallow some bacteria kind of thing.
No, no, no. That's not the thing. Actually, this is an algae. This is an algae actually. And what algae is this? This algae is called as spirulina. I'm telling you this only as a general knowledge thing. Okay, no, that one should know. So it is spirulina. So first of all, spirulina is grown into a tank in a small pond. It will be grown, getting it? Then it will be extracted from the pond once it has grown, enough amount has grown. Then it will be dried in the sun. It will be cleaned. Unwanted substance will be removed from it. Then it is simply dried and converted into these tablets, and these tablets are taken as health supplement. Getting it? These are the spirulina tablets. Now you might be wondering, like, why is it being consumed? So obviously it is having so much of health benefits now. Since spirulina has health benefits, that's why this spirulina is being consumed. Getting it now? It boosts the immunity. It improves the brain's function, right? And it has shown to help in weight reduction also, in weight loss also. It has shown that. So that's why some of them are even being used as health supplements. One such example I have quoted here, that is spirulina. Okay, getting it now? So it's a natural option which we have available. It can replace different type of medicines. Getting it? Further, it will be used in the field of agriculture. Also, some of them are used as natural fertilizer and also being used for the animal feed. Like some variety of the seaweed. Now, all of this that you see here, now what are these? These are the seaweed. So some of the seaweeds can even be used as a feed for the animals. Okay, now Abu Bakr and Aman, getting it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in if we talk about the industrial use, so actually nowadays the algae is being used to extract fuel also. Okay, although not at a very large scale. Sorry. To obtain biofuel, research is being done upon the alga. If it becomes like economically, if it becomes viable, okay, if it becomes affordable, then like bigger plants can be set up for extraction of fuel from the alga. So it has so many uses, right? Hope that much is clear to everyone. Okay. Not talking about the bad part about the alga. So you know that in the chapter crop production and management, we learned that if excessive amount of fertilizers are added to the soil, then due to the agricultural runoff, those fertilizers may end up in the nearby water bodies now, right? And those fertilizers are containing lots of nutrients, isn't it? It's containing lot of nutrients in them. So actually, the water body is getting enriched with the nutrients. What's happening here? The water bodies are getting enriched with the nutrients coming from the agricultural runoff or from the sewage water. Tell me, sorry. Give me 1 minute. I'll be back in 1 minute. Hold on. Sorry for the interruption. Actually, like I drank some cold drinks and like I ate so much of curd in the for the past 2 3 days, and today like I'm having so much of tingling sensation in my throat. Okay, see. So what I'm saying that when excessive amount of nutrients is being added to the water bodies, and where are these nutrients coming from? So what happens from the agricultural field and from the sewage? These nutrients ends up in the water bodies. Aman, getting it now? And Abu Bakr? In the water bodies they end up.
Yes.
So water bodies, they are actually now being sorry, they are now being enriched with nutrients. What's happening? They are being enriched with the nutrients. Enriched, you understand now? Becoming rich in those nutrients. Now, are these nutrients not going to be the food source? Are this not going to help in the growth of the alga? Because alga for them, it's basically food. It's basically the food for the alga. So will it not grow? Tell me. Think about it. Logically, it's going to grow now. Yes, Abu Bakr, or not? It is now? Okay. Abu Bakr, come closer to the laptop, or if it's a smartphone from where you are attending the class, because your voice comes, sometimes it's very low. Okay. So the water body is actually getting enriched with so much of nutrients. So there will be rapid growth of the alga and it will cover the water surface, right? It is going to cover the water surface. You can look what has happened over here. That should be clear. So it leads to a phenomenon called as algal bloom, where there's a rapid growth of alga and it will cover the entire surface of the water. Now, when this alga is this alga will die also after some time now, isn't it? So the alga is going to die. Suppose this is the alga. Hold on. That's the alga over the water body, and it's going to die. And when the alga is going to die, so its remain will be decomposed by the action of bacteria or not? Yes, Aman. Dead alga, its decomposition will happen by the help of the bacteria. Yes. Are you there in the class? Are you attending the class, Aman? Look here. So this is dead alga. The decomposition will happen with the help of the bacteria. So bacteria will be actually consuming the oxygen from the dissolved water. Right now, oxygen will be taken in. So oxygen is going to get depleted now. Depletion of oxygen will take place from the water. Getting it? When the bacteria will decompose the dead remains of alga. Abu Bakr, to you, it's clear now. Right? So to decompose them, oxygen is being used up here. Okay. Now, as the amount of oxygen present in the water body is going to decrease, what about the fishes? Huh? Will it be comfortable for them? Yeah? Obviously, no. So since the oxygen level starts to deplete, so thereby the fishes will also start to die further. They are also dying further. Now, in their decomposition also, oxygen will be taken up further. Further, oxygen will be taken up for their decomposition also. So all of this will actually lead to very low level of oxygen in the water body, right? Because of which the marine organisms, whether it be the animals like fishes or whether it be some other organisms like some plants also, even the aquatic plants will not be able to grow now. Why so? Because the entire surface of the water body has been covered by the algal bloom. So will the sunlight be able to reach the bottom of the water? Tell me logically, yes or no?
No, sir. No, sir.
No. So thereby, these aquatic plants, will they be able to carry out photosynthesis? Mhm. The aquatic plants, if they are not getting sunlight, the sunlight's entry has been blocked by the algal bloom. Will they be able to carry out photosynthesis? It should be a straight yes or no question. Why you guys are thinking so much? They are not getting the sunlight. it has been blocked by the algal bloom. Will they be able to carry out photosynthesis?
No, sir.
Okay. So that is obviously okay. So all of this thing that has happened here, this thing is basically called as eutrophication. All of this entire process which we have learned, that is called as eutrophication. So eutrophication is what? Read about this, Abu Bakr. Read this quickly from here, till sewage.
Eutrophication is the procedure growth of algae in water bodies due to an increase in nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, oxygen from uh, fertilizers and fuels.
And the last line, this one. This process disrupts the ecosystem and reduces water quality. So that
This
is eutrophication.
process
Ecosystem and decreases water quality. Correct, no? So that is basically eutrophication. Hope both of you have understood this. And it happens how we learned about this. Okay. Okay, moving further. Let's do some questions quickly. Name the first answer the first question quickly. You guys are not going to like, let's do one thing. I'm going to assign it. First question is for you, Aman. Second will be for you, and so on. Aman will be answering the
Can I
third
answer
question.
the first one?
Yeah, it's for you only.
So, sir, the first one, sir, the answer is first fungi,
Hmm?
second bacteria,
Hmm?
third protozoa,
Hmm?
and sir, fourth, sir, algae,
Okay,
and sir, fifth, virus.
good. Okay, then you answer the fourth question. Okay. Yeah.
Sir,
Sorry.
lactobacillus.
Hmm. Yes, Abu Bakr, answer the second question. Yeast. And the third one also. What is the role of blue-green algae in agriculture? You should stress a little bit, like we have actually learned about that. We also have learned a little bit about it in the chapter crop production and management, where if you remember, I did told you about the biofertilizers, where certain microorganisms helps in enriching the fertility of the soil, where you had the example of rhizobium, mm, azotobacter, you have the example of blue-green algae, also called as cyanobacteria, right? So they actually help in increasing the fertility of the soil by enriching the soil with nitrogen particularly. Recall this, Aman and Abu Bakr?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Good. Fifth question, you answer, Aman. Bread mold is an
sir,
example of
fungi.
which type? That is fungi. Okay. So bread, bread mold is the common name, but what is the actual name of that fungi? I will give you guys two options. Is it Aspergillus? Is it Aspergillus or is it the Rhizopus? Bread mold is the disease. Repeat again.
Sir, first answer B.
B, that is Rhizopus. Okay, na? So Rhizopus is commonly called as bread mold. Hope you guys are getting it. Okay. Now, third categorization of microorganism here is protozoans, right? Not the third, I would say it's fourth actually. Three of them you have already learned. Now, protozoans are unicellular organisms, right? They are unicellular organisms. Okay. Some of them will be found to be living independently, they not depend upon others, but many of them are found to be living as parasitic in nature. They would be found to be living in the host cells. From there, it will derive nutrition. Now, you guys remember, algae were being called as, they were being classified as the plant-like cells, right, Aman and Abu? Since they were having chlorophyll pigment in them, they can photosynthesize. And this protozoan are considered as animal-like microorganisms. They are called as animal-like organisms. Sorry. So the reason behind this is that they actually are capable of movement. Getting it? They are actually capable of movement. They can move from one place to another. Okay. How so? So they are having actually specialized structures which help them move from one place to another. Like you have this example of protozoan named as paramecium, and it has a slipper-like structure, slipper shape. It has a just like a slipper. It looks like it is a slipper-shaped protozoan. Now the important thing about this protozoan named as paramecium is that it has got hair-like structures all around its body called as cilia, and with the help of it, it can move and grab its food. Getting it, both of you? With the help of cilia, it's capable of moving around and grabbing its food particle, grabbing its food. Okay. So since it is capable of movement, we are categorizing this as animal, calling this as animal-like organism. Okay. Again, you have some other organisms like amoeba is also there. Take a look at the amoeba here. So amoeba is also capable of moving here and there. It can does movement with the help of pseudopodia, and with the help of same pseudopodia, it is capable of grabbing its prey. Okay, now we'll be understanding about it later on, like how it does so, what are the steps it uses here. So the things which we have learned about so far about protozoans are that they are unicellular organisms. Some of them are found to be living independently, while many of them are found to be living as parasites. Okay. Many of the protozoans would be causing disease in plants, in the animals, and even in the human beings. You guys have heard about malaria, right? Isn't it? Where there will be chills in the body, high fever, chills in the body, pain in the abdomen, headache, weakness, getting it. Sometimes even diarrhea. So malaria is actually caused by a protozoan named as Plasmodium. Okay, na? So they are known to cause diseases in humans, but not only in humans, but even domestic animals and plants are also known to suffer from disease caused by the protozoans. Getting it, everyone, so far? Any questions? Yes? Yes or no? Aman, you there in the class, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So answer some questions, both of you. The protozoans are the single cell microorganisms or multicellular? Single cell?
Multicellular.
You haven't been in the class actually, I think. Yes, Aman. Abu Bakr, what about you? It's a single cell, no?
Singular.
Single cell. That's the first thing. Unicellular, meaning single cell. Okay. And they are animal like or plant like.
Sir, now
What? Plant like. What about you? Aman, are they animal like or are they plant like?
Sir, I don't know, sir.
You guys are not paying attention to the words that I'm saying here. See, if you guys find anything confusing or a little bit difficult to understand, just raise your hand in the class. Getting it? No? Because if you don't develop the habit of asking questions, okay, thereby your doubts will accumulate. There'll be heap of doubts, which will make the chapter difficult for you to understand. Getting it? So you guys are here to learn. You guys are paying the fees. You guys are here to learn. Getting it? So I'm actually concerned about your exams. When I look at your papers, you guys need to do so much of improvement in your paper. I was going through your papers. Yes.
Sir, which one, sir? Sir, for the first one, we got our marks.
I was checking the paper. This was for force and pressure, maybe. I think.
Sir, how much did I get?
I'll be coming to that later on. First of all, there are few flaws which I have noticed in your papers. First thing, both of you would be
Like
required
in the
to.
first test, sir, I got 29 out of 30.
Mhm. Okay, see. The thing is that like you both of you need to work a little bit on your construction of the answer, which I have been emphasizing very often in the class and in the test papers also. So what exactly does it mean? See, never ever begin your answers because that's why, not like that. First of all, you need to write a little bit about what the question is asking. Getting it? No? Suppose, for example, there is a given question that explain an activity where you like you have to explain an activity or like give an example of activity to show how the mm, to show that iodine to show that a starch is present in the leaf. Suppose this is the activity. Getting it? No? You have to explain an activity to demonstrate the presence of a starch in the leaf. Suppose a question like this is being asked. So what is the first thing you guys will uh, write in the answer? Tell me. How will you start your answer?
Not from because.
Not from because. Okay.
Right? To demonstrate uh, how usage of
Abu Bakr, come a little closer to your laptop or to your smartphone, and then please speak again. Yeah, go on once again.
to demonstrate starch by the use of iodine.
Hmm. Okay, okay, okay. So you can start in that manner. Okay. So basically, the question was that you have to show the presence of a starch in the leaf with the help of an activity, right? That is starch is found. Okay, so we can go on to write a little bit about this thing in the context that when plants do photosynthesis, glucose is prepared and the glucose is stored in the form of a starch. This presence of a starch in the leaf can be demonstrated via the iodine test, right? Okay, and here are the steps we can follow to do the test. Then you will write down all the steps. Step number 1, then you will write down pluck a leaf from a plant. Then second, you will write down boil the leaf in water. Getting it? No? Third, you can write down that give a alcohol bath to the leaf. Then next step, rinse the leaf in cold water. Another step, when we put few drops of iodine on it, then you will write down observation. We observe that the color of the leaf turned blue black, indicating that there is presence of starch in the leaf. So then you will write on the conclusion point that in this manner the presence of starch in the leaf can be done. Getting it? So simple and so small. Getting it, both of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So and wherever it will be needed, you guys will be using the paragraph, bullet points, and examples also wherever necessary. So there you guys need to work. All right. Also, a little bit improvement could be there in the handwriting also. Sorry. Getting back to this, so we'll be talking about the protozoans. So they are animal-like organisms. Okay, now the protozoans are animal-like organism. That is what I said. Further, they are found to be living in the ponds, lakes, dirty water, drain, rivers, and in the seawater also. So they are found to be living in ponds, lakes, river, seawater, and in dam soil also they can be found to be living. So that is where they are found. Some of them are mentioned as follows. We have amoeba, plasmodium, and paramecium. Note down that you guys have to memorize these examples. Okay. Now let's understand like how they are beneficial to us, and how like usually they are known to cause diseases. Okay, no? Usually they are known to cause disease. Also take a slight look at this amoeba. So amoeba is a single cell protozoan, obviously, just like all of them are single cell. It does not have a fixed shape. It does not have a fixed shape and a structure, right? And it forms falls feet like structures to grab its prey and also to move. It will basically push the cytoplasm in a given direction in order to form pseudopodia whenever a food particle or prey will be near it. It will enclose it inside, and from there it will put it into the food vacuole where it will be digested. You know about this, right, Abu Bakr? What they will do? They will basically take that food particle or the prey inside the food vacuole. This is the food vacuole over here. Getting it? No? That's the food vacuole. So the prey, once taken inside the body, goes into the food vacuole where digestive enzymes are secreted and it is digested and absorbed to obtain energy. So that is amoeba basically. It can be found to be living in normally in dirty water. It is found to be living. Okay. Also, some type of amoeba, some type of amoeba is very harmful for us. Getting it now? You know, some type of amoeba, if it were to somehow enter the brain, some type of amoeba, if it were to enter the brain, it can be very deadly. Getting it? Can be very deadly. So one should actually avoid going into the dirty waters, particularly taking a bath in the dirty water. One should avoid it. Okay, now, particularly if there's a swimming pool which has not been cleaned for a while, so one should actually avoid taking a bath. One should ensure that the water is clean. Okay, there has been some cases that there has been particular type of amoeba entering into the brain, and the person can suffer from brain related issues also. Talking about some of the disease that is spread by them, there's a disease called as amoebiasis or amoebic dysentery. There's a disease called as amoebic dysentery caused by an amoeba name called as antiamoeba. You only have to memorize the first name, that is antiamoeba. If you see, I have given the example of the protozoan also, like antiamoeba. It's not written over here. Let me write that. So you have another example, that is antiamoeba. So antiamoeba is known to cause a disease called as amoebic dysentery. Now, in amoebic dysentery, what basically happens? It infects the intestine of the person. The person will suffer from like abdomen pain, right? Abdomen pain, and it will lead to diarrhea also, right? In worst case scenario, there could be dysentery where there could be blood and mucus coming into the fecal matter, into the S2. Okay. But the question like, how is it spread? The organism responsible for amoebic dysentery is antiamoeba, right? Now it is spread by the house flies. Right? Now, it is spread from one place to another, from the fecal matter to the humans by the house flies. So house flies will be acting as the carrier for transmitting this disease from the contaminated fecal matter in the water. If there is contaminated fecal matter is containing this anti-amoeba in it. And if a house fly were to sit on that, and the same house fly were to sit on the food particles, food items that the person is consuming, so hence it will lead to contamination. Getting what I'm trying to say? If on the fecal matter, if there's an infected fecal matter that contains anti-amoeba in it, and there's a fly sitting over that, fly over it, and if that same fly were to sit over the food, the person consuming that food will be actually getting infected with the same disease. Got it or not? Okay. Now, another disease caused by the protozoan is malaria, right? So, particularly, it is caused by Plasmodium species of the protozoans. Okay, now? No, this Plasmodium is actually parasitic in nature. Okay, now this Plasmodium is parasitic type of protozoan. It is found to be living in the red blood cells of the humans. Okay, now it is where it is found? Found to be living in the red blood cell of the humans. Now, when I say this, I don't mean to say that it is found in the red blood cell of every human. No, that's not the case. It is found to be living in the red blood cell of only those persons who are infected with this. Okay, na? Who are infected with this. So suppose if there were to be a mosquito, particularly this mosquito is Anopheles mosquito. Suppose there's a person, there's a person who is actually healthy. He's not suffering from this malaria. And if an infected mosquito, that is infected Anopheles mosquito, were to bite this person, so hence the person will be getting the disease malaria. If the infected Anopheles mosquito were to bite the person, hence the person will get the malaria disease. Getting it? So it is important to note down that the transmitter of the malaria is female Anopheles. Now here is an interesting question that can be discussed, that why is it that the female mosquitoes generally bites and not the male? What's the answer to this? Ever thought? Yes, Abu Bakr. Do the male mosquitoes not need nutrition? See, the main reason behind this is that female Anopheles, female mosquitoes particularly, they need more amount of nutrition, they need more amount of protein, and blood is rich in protein. They need it in order to lay the eggs, right? Since they have to lay thousands of eggs, so they need nutritious food. Hence, they suck on the human blood or the animal blood. But as for the male mosquitoes, they would be basically sucking the nectar from the plants. That's how they survive. Okay. Hope that much is clear to you. Your videos is stuck. Any questions? After protozoan, we have the viruses. Okay, but before we discuss this, answer some questions to me. First of all, you tell me protozoans are a single cell or multiple cell, like they are unicellular or multicellular? Yes, Abu Bakr. I suppose I'm audible to you. So answer the question, if I am, that protozoans are unicellular or multicellular, and also where are they found to be living? Yes. some audio issue with you. Okay, answer. Where are they found to be living? Okay. Can you quote some examples? No, I really can't hear you.
Sir, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Answer the given questions.
Yes, sir, they are multicellular.
You're multicellular? You're not getting the thing, Abubakar. The very first thing which I told you about the protozoan, that is they are unicellular. What are they? They are unicellular, no? They are plant-like organisms or animal-like. They are plant-like organisms or animal-like.
And
Plant-like. Okay. Next, give some examples. Give at least two examples.
sir, amoeba,
Hmm? Amoeba and
sir,
paramecium. Good. Amoeba and paramecium. Okay. Where are they found to be living? Yes. Where are they found to be living? Mhm.
dirty water,
Yeah.